Welcome to Tax File. I am your host, Lauri Bala Hassan, and it's great to have you with us for another exciting and informative episode. Today's lineup is packed with value. We'll begin with tax news, bringing you the latest updates and developments shaping the tax landscape. In our Did You Know segment, we'll share interesting facts and tips to help you stay tax smart. Then we head to the streets for Vox Pop, where everyday Nigerians share their thoughts on key tax issues. We unpack those views in our knowledge zone, breaking down the facts and offering context you can use. Our professional insight features expert analysis that simplifies complex tax matters and helps you make better financial decisions. And finally, What's on the Net brings you questions and answers and comments from our online community, plus our responses. It's a full engaging package, so sit tight because Tax File starts now. And now, the news. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has strengthened its strategic collaboration with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, through the successful completion of the second phase of a comprehensive value-added tax VAT gap analysis. The technical engagement held recently reflects the agency's commitment to advancing data-driven tax administration in line with ongoing fiscal reforms and its transition to the Nigeria Revenue Service, NRS. Aisha Abdulkader reports.
The exercise featured deeper integration of third-party data, including contributions from the Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, to provide a clearer view of import VAT compliance and revenue risk along cross-border transactions. The collaboration also involved experts from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, the Federal Ministry of Finance, and 8 internal FIRS departments, strengthening interagency coordination and reinforcing a unified national revenue strategy. Outcomes from the VAT gap analysis are expected to feed directly into compliance improvement programs, risk-based audit models, and enhanced digital VAT monitoring tools. By identifying leakages and curbing evasion more efficiently, the initiative positions the RSD-led effort as a key driver of fiscal transparency and modern technology enabled revenue mobilization aimed at supporting Nigerians' economic development.
The executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Zach Adedeji, recently received a high-level delegation from S&P Global Commodity Insights at the FIRS headquarters in Abuja. The delegation, led by Malik Diallo, Annalene Enslin, and Craig Powers, engaged in strategic discussions with the FIRS leadership on advancing the service's ongoing reforms and deepening its transition towards a data-driven tax administration system. Husseina Ibrahim now reports.
During the meeting, both parties explored potential areas of collaboration aimed at enhancing revenue intelligence and promoting greater transparency within Nigeria's extractive and energy sectors. Dr. Adedeji emphasized the importance of reliable data, digital tools, and global best practices in building a more efficient and accountable tax system. He added that improved revenue intelligence will not only help curb leakages, but also ensure that government policies are supported by accurate, real-time fiscal insights.
Meanwhile, the executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Zach Adedeji, has stated that Nigeria's recent tax reforms have significantly transformed the nation's tax landscape. He stated this while addressing a workshop of the judicial arm of the government in Abuja. So Ateku takes the report.
Speaking at a training workshop for justices of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and judges of the Federal High Court, Dr. Adedeji explained that the reforms spanning the Finance Act, the Petroleum Industry Act, and other key tax legislations have introduced new compliance obligations, dispute resolution mechanisms, and enforcement provisions that demand robust judicial interpretation. He commended the judiciary for its critical role in promoting fairness, predictability, and stability within the tax system. According to him, timely and well-informed judicial pronouncements not only enhance taxpayer confidence, but also contribute to improved revenue mobilization and the overall credibility of the tax administration process. Dr. Adedeji further underscored the importance of continuous judicial capacity building in light of emerging global tax challenges, especially those driven by digitalization and cross-border transactions. He reaffirmed FIR's commitment to strengthening collaborations with the judiciary through training, technical support, and sustained engagement, noting that a knowledgeable and independent judiciary remains pivotal to achieving an efficient, equitable, and progressive tax system in Nigeria.
And that's a wrap on the news. Let's join Mariam on the Vox Pop segment.
Star 829 hash, star 829 hash, star 829 hash.
Wait, what's that 829 hash? Why do you keep saying it?
Oh, it's the new short code from FIRS to retrieve your tax identification number, TIN, star 829 hash, to access your tax clearance certificate, TCC, star 829 hash, learn about tax types and their rates, star 829 hash, to ask general tax questions, star 829 hash, or find the nearest FIRS office with ease, star 829 hash.
Wow, that's super helpful.
Absolutely. Anytime you need to handle tax matters, just dial star 829 hash. It's quick, simple, and reliable. Star 829 hash. Now we'll never forget it.
Star 829 hash, now the number to dial.
FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.
Hello and welcome. My name is Mariam Julde Adura. Today we are in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. And on the segment, you will be learning what the rent relief entails in the new tax law. Come, what does rent relief entail under the new tax act?
Oh, well, to me, I think rent relief, they are like something that frees me from paying rent. And I think the new tax law, they are like, there is a percentage you have to pay, 20%. But maybe it's meant for someone that rents a house. Because someone that doesn't rent, that is living in his own personal house, definitely will not pay rent. So I believe rent relief is for someone that's pay rent, that is purchasing a house, and I think it's capped at 20% or so.
Okay, so I want to understand, you pay less 20% to the landlord, or the government gives you 20% to make up for your rent?
No, I don't think government are going to pay me cash.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be part of the deduction they will take out of my tax. I think that's the answer.
Okay.
To my understanding, it entails that a particular percentage of your rent is removed as a discount from your personal income tax for that year, and that will be either 20%, but if it's not more than 500,000. So if it's more than 500,000, it's capped at 500k. But if your rent is 1 million, that your 20% is not 500,000. So 20% will be relieved for you.
What does the rent relief entail under the new tax law? What's your understanding of it?
Thank you very much. To my own perspective, rent relief is just more or less like the government is assisting the civil servant to ensure that their tax will be reduced by that 20%. Let's assume they are paying you 200,000 naira, and they give you 20%. Definitely, they are still assisting you as well. It's a very good innovation.
What is rent relief? Do they come to each and every one of us house to pay our house rent, or are they giving us extra money to pay? Maybe you can explain to me better. I don't know that.
basically I see it as a free money that at the end of the day, like some part of your money that is free, but you're not paying. After being paying your tax, but some part of it that's going to be removed from your tax net at the end of the year. So it's like a subsidy somehow.
So my understanding, I think is like a kind of discount that the government is giving to us. It's not like they are giving us cash on anything. You know, everyone pays their tax. So we are just, for example, if your rent is like 1.5 million, you can get up to like 20% relief of the 1.5 million. That's like 300,000. But the 20% must not be more than 500,000 on the annual rents of the person. And it's not for homeowners. It's just for those that are renting houses outside. Yes.
Introducing the FIRS e-invoicing system merchant buyer solution, the future of business transactions in Nigeria. With e-invoicing, businesses can now generate and manage invoices digitally, reducing paperwork and increasing efficiency. E-invoicing is a key initiative aimed at reducing tax fraud, improving cash flow, and enhancing the overall ease of doing business in Nigeria. With e-invoicing, businesses can enjoy numerous benefits, including reduced paperwork and increased efficiency, improved accuracy and reduced errors, enhanced security and reduced risk of tax fraud, faster payment processing, and improved cash flow. Visit the FIRS website today to sign up and learn more on www.einvoice.firs.gov.ng. E-invoicing, making Nigeria's business environment brighter. FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.
Did you know from 2026, individuals can claim rent relief of 20%? For more information, please visit www.firs.gov.ng.
Ashu Abe takes us on the Knowledge Zone.
Hello and welcome to Knowledge Zone, where we dive deeper into interesting conversations had on the streets. I remain your host, Ashu Abe. The question today is, what does rent relief entail under the new tax law? From 2026, individuals can claim rent relief of 20% of the annual rent paid, but it is capped at 500,000. For instance, your yearly rent is 5 million naira. 20% would mean 1 million, but the law caps it at 500,000. To enjoy this relief, you must declare your actual rent and provide the details to the relevant tax authorities. Also note that to be eligible for this relief, the individual must be a tenant, that is, paying rent. Homeowners who are owning and occupying their own home are not eligible for this rent relief deduction. The rent paid must be documented and declared, and the relevant tax authorities may require supporting evidence of actual rent payment, e.g. your tenancy agreement, your rent reliefs, and so on, in form and in a manner prescribed by the tax law. The deduction must be claimed in writing in the form prescribed for the year of assessment. Over to you, Laurie.
And now to our Professional Insight segment.
My name is Abdullah Alium. I'm the Director of International Tax Department. International Tax Department is in charge of cross-border taxations, both for non-resident and transfer pricing. While what we used to do is professional engagement of the taxpayers and then enlighten them on the tax responsibility obligations they have in Nigeria. Mind you, these taxpayers, for the non-residents, they are not in Nigeria. They need to understand the laws of Nigeria for them to comply. So when we started the non-resident, initially we had that challenges for them to comply. But when we started amending the Finance Act 2019, 2020 up to 2022, we have seen a lot of improvement in terms of compliance. So with the clear law, types of compliance that help us to get a lot of collection from the non-residents, and making compliance easy, that would make transfer pricing too. We have seen a lot of compliance in that area. Well, the laws of each country is specific, and for taxation purpose, each country, no matter how big or small, is sovereign. So they design the laws for implementations. So that's why I say initially we are dealing with cross-border transactions. Whatever you do in Nigeria, responsible in other part of the country or jurisdictions. So understanding the law and then making compliance easy is one of the things that we do. Practices done is strictly complying or implementing the domestic tax laws, which is the domestic laws that every country have, and then application of the global best practices. That's by implementation of all the guidelines, the OECD guidelines, the UN guidelines, and other multilateral arrangements, and even the bilateral treaties. So strictly implementing those ones, one of the things that we do, and it helps in seeing collection and compliance. Well, maybe I can't say specific one, but FRS have engaged or involved in so many global initiatives. First of all, I can say we are engaged. We have about 16 countries that we have bilateral tax treaties. So it's one of the policies. Each of these 16 countries, you have at least a reduced tax or a beneficial for compliance of that tax treaties. We have other guidelines like multilateral arrangement for automatic exchange of information. And then we have OECD, UN that our own members are participating. I think one of our current CD of compliance is former co-chair of inclusive framework of OECD G20. And he's currently now a member of UN tax expert. So you can see FRS, you have policies, and we are participating in the global practice or playing in the global part. So far, we started non-resident tax office in 2020. I can tell you the level of compliance that we have received and the level of tax, even collection, is so tremendous. The first year we started in that office for non-resident in particular, our collection was 42 billion. But as of today, October 31st, we had more than 500 billion in that tax office in the span of 6 years. And then we have a lot of non-resident compliance. So the most key, I can say, that we are enlightening globally in the world that we are taxing the non-resident. When we started it, I was saying that how are you going to tax the digital company? But our significant economic presence have proved to us that, yeah, we will tax it. This morning we are trying it before, but now we see what we can do. And we are still improving in that, from that 40 billion every year, we've seen improvement in that collections. And for the transfer pricing regulation, we changed from 2012 in 2018, and we improve or review based on the minimum standard of BEPS reports. From that one, we have seen a lot of compliance in that one. And now it's known globally that Nigeria have a transfer pricing regime. So it's one of the key achievements I can say we have achieved in Nigeria. Of course, you cannot be dealing with the big guys from outside. You don't have challenges. Number one challenge is capacity. We are dealing with people that knows everything. The law we have is written in English. We are just trying to learn the English. So they know our laws better than ourselves. The multinational, they don't evade tax ordinarily, but they plan the tax to avoid tax. So capacity building is one of the challenges we are facing. Number 2, getting information. We are taking a long time to get it. Number 3, medium of exchange of information. Yeah, we are using it, but there is a lot of restriction or requirement by OECDs. And even the consultants and the taxpayers we are dealing with that sophisticated. And the staff turnover, sometimes we face it. So it's challenging because basically you have to know your domestic law. Then in addition to the global recommended guidelines, you need to have them so that you have effective implementation of the international taxation. So it's part of the challenges.
Over to Swateku for What's on the Net.
Good day and welcome to What's on the Net. My name is Joyce Swateku. It's _TP is asking, with all due respect, sir, will there be tax refund policy? At its TP, Nigeria offers tax refunds for individuals and businesses who have overpaid their taxes. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, handles most refunds, including payee and company income tax. You may qualify for a refund if you have overpaid taxes, made double payments, valid tax exemptions or credits. Refund claims from sectors like manufacturing, oil and gas, or export processing. How to apply? Gather your tax documents, confirm eligibility, complete the FIRS TC01 refund form, attach all supporting documents, submit to FIRS or your state revenue service, track your refund status. Processing typically takes 2 to 3 months, depending on documentation and administrative review. Required documents include tax clearance certificates, payment receipts, pay slips or withholding tax credit notes, ID and bank details. Phantom_mode is asking, this is double taxation. How will I pay tax over the same thing over and over again? At Phantom, this isn't double taxation. You only pay tax once on each income or transaction. Different taxes apply to different activities. For example, payee on salaries and VAT on goods and services. If anyone ever charged twice for the same thing, FIRS allows taxpayers to request a refund or tax credit. So you are not taxed over and over, and any genuine overpayments can be recovered. Over to you, Laurie.
Como, you don't hear about the FIRS e-invoicing system wey be merchant buyer solution? Yes o, country people, na the future of business matter for we Naija. With e-invoicing, businesses go fit generate and manage invoices the digital way, which go help reduce paperwork and increase wetin oyibo dey call efficiency. FIRS don carry hand knack their chest, say they wan make tax compliance simple. This e-invoicing go help drive away mago and wuru from tax matter. E go improve as money go dey flow, and e go make doing business for we country easy. Other benefits be say no errors for tax matter, payments go dey sharp sake of say bye to delays. Join the revolution and take advantage of the plenty benefits of e-invoicing. Visit the FIRS website today, make you sign up and learn more on top www.einvoice.firs.gov.ng. FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.
And that's where we'll leave it for today's episode of Tax File. We hope you've learned something new and gained a deeper understanding of how taxes impact our daily lives. Don't forget to stay connected, follow us on all our social media platforms, and keep the conversation going. I am Laurie Bala Hassan, thanking you for watching. Until next time, stay informed and stay compliant. FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.